And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Pocono Raceway as we get ready for the running of the Goodyear 350 here at Pocono Raceway. The Tricky Triangle ready to take on the Mobil1 Cup Series drivers now for 20 laps of racing. We had ourselves a really nice Truck Series race. Ran a majority of that race under the green flag. Got to see a lot of good racing. We'll hopefully be able to see the same thing happen here today as we have this new revamped Pocono Raceway track. On the pole for this race is Lily Erickson. I believe this is her first career pole in the Mobil1 Cup Series, trying to pick up her first career NNSCRA victory here today by starting on the front row. She'll start alongside of Jake Rogers. Both these drivers mired way down in points. Jake Rogers 38th in points. He's run full time this season. Lily Erickson entered in about 5 races ago. She's currently 44th in points. Then you've got Richard Johnson. He'll line up in 3rd place. He's starting on the inside of row number 2, and he is 33rd in the point stands. Alongside of him, the highest running driver as far as in points, that is Joseph Bryant. He's a former winner this season, ended up winning back at Kansas, and he is 6th in the standings. So an opportunity today with a good qualifying run to maybe keep himself inside the top 10 in points. Then a driver who's going to be trying to get himself back up towards the top 10 in points, maybe pick up his 2nd win of the season. That is Adam Chambers, who completes the top 5. Time to get these cars rolling off. They'll complete a couple pace laps. While they do that, we'll show you the starting grid. Points battle will probably not be going on today because 33-point advantage is what White Votas has over the rest of the field. We may have a good battle though between Reed, Nicole Williams, and Kyle Sosnowski for 2nd in points. We'll have to see if that all comes to pass, as here is your starting lineup for today's race here at Pocono. Coming out of turn number 3, that's right, only 3 turns at this track. Turn 3 being the final corner as we get ready to go under the green flag. Rookie Lily Erickson gets us underway, and man, did she get a good start. Jake Rogers, I think, was caught napping just like that. Lily Erickson going to clear the 19. Richard Johnson trying to do the same as they head down into the first corner. Richard Johnson, I thought he was trying to make a move for the lead already, but not able to quite do it. Lily Erickson going to take the top spot as they come here off of turn number 1. Coming down the long pond straightaway here. Lily Erickson now with a rear deck lid completely full of the Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet of Richard Johnson. Adam Chambers has now moved into 3rd, then it's a battle for 4th. That's going to be Austin Ogo taking that spot away. Now 5th place is under fire. Dylan Young now to the inside of Jake Rogers, who is beginning to lose a whole lot of positions here after he must have spun the tires or something on the start of this race. Coming down to complete lap number 1, it's going to be Lily Erickson leading the entire thing, and there's smoke in the back. Felix Graves is around. Chris Kyle got a piece of it, and I think that'll probably bring out our first yellow. I don't know. Everybody seemed like they were able to continue on, but yes, they will still wave the yellow flag here at Pocono for the first time today. Cars do not appear to be slowing down yet. They still are going up to speed, so I guess we're going to race it around one more time here to the caution flag. I thought possibly Lily Erickson had crossed the stripe before that smoke occurred, and apparently that was the case, as the top 5 are single file. Erickson, Chambers now to 2nd, Johnson 3rd, Ogo 4th, and Dylan Young now up to 5th place. As now they're going to come out of the final corner. It looks like the top 5 are going to remain single file coming down to the yellow flag. And that will be our top 5 here under the caution. The caution coming out for the 14 of Felix Graves. He's the car I saw sideways coming out of the final stretch. And I believe that's what the yellow came out for, as we're under the yellow for the first time today here on lap 3. Let's take a look at what happened. Okay, this is where the incident took place. This was near the back of the pack here. Justin Williams just getting by Felix Graves. There's Chris Kyle. There's Mark Thomas coming down to the bottom. Kyle Sosnowski there, a 3-time winner of the season, 4th in points, is mired back here, along with 2nd in points, Tryphon Reed. And let's see where the contact's going to happen off this corner. And I think it's just going to be Felix Graves not giving Chris Kyle very much room. Oh, yeah, right there. Kyle gets the wall, then comes down into the 17. And, oh, wow, close call there for Kyle Sosnowski. 14 then comes right back up and into Chris Kyle. And somebody spun down towards the inside. Oh, there it was right there. Drew Austin runs into the 14, and his car going to go sliding around across the start-finish line. I don't think Drew Austin got the wall at all, though. Let's see. As he slides his car down, he may nick it with the passenger side just a little bit, but that really was not a whole lot of damage sustained by the 44. So he gets away pretty slick there. That was actually quite lucky for him. So he slid across the start-finish line, and so at the most, we had a 3-car incident with Felix Graves, Chris Kyle, and Drew Austin, but very minimal damage, if any, on any of those drivers that were involved here, bringing out the first caution of the day. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing, drivers took the opportunity to make pit stops under this first caution of the day. Barney Ward's team got him out first. I'm actually trying to find out if he even came down pit road. I think he did, but I think he went with a 2-tire stop or something, maybe fuel only. But Barney Ward is now the new leader of this race. Right behind him is Lily Erickson in 2nd. Dylan Young now up to 3rd. 4th, Richard Johnson, and Danny Wells is now up inside the top 5. I think he did the same strategy Barney Ward did, and that got him up here now in the 5th position. Joseph Bryant is 6th. Austin Ogo 7th. Harui Tashimi now up to 8th. Ralph Mason currently up in 9th, and Adam Chambers is going to complete the top 10 as we go back to green flag racing here on lap number 7. There it is, green flag waving. Let's see who's going to be the first driver to step out of line. Looks like Richard Johnson has thoughts about it, as he might go for 3rd place. Nope, Danny Wells and Joseph Bryant. They're both going to go down to the bottom on the 38. Now here comes Dylan Young. He's got thoughts for 2nd place, as he'll go underneath Lily Erickson and try and take away the runner-up position. This all going on behind leader Barney Ward. And you gotta wonder, if this thing goes into a long green flag run now, how is this going to affect drivers like Barney Ward and Danny Wells, who I guess decided not to go with any tires whatsoever. Apparently it's not working out well for Barney Ward at all in the start of this thing. Dylan Young got a good run on him in turn 2. He's going to go to the lead just like that, heading into the final corner here in turn 3. Lily Erickson now going to challenge for 2nd. How about Dylan Young? Great run right now for the 6th. He's having a great run at this point, and he's not doing well in standings either. He is 40th in the points, and he'd love to be able to quell that with a victory here today at Pocono. Here comes Joseph Bryant. He is still, out of all the drivers inside of the top 10 in points, he is still the highest running right now, going for 3rd place off of Lily Erickson. Let's see if we can find some of the others. As we look further back here, there is, well, trying to find somebody. Okay, there's Eric Burton. He's 13th in points. A 2-time winner this season, but he's back in 15th place. Got to look back here. There's our winner from last week at Watkins Glen, Wolfgang Mason. He's a 2-time winner this season, and how interesting. Look, him, Eric Burton, Trent Dunham. Those 3 are the 2-time winners that basically are going to be possibly, at this particular point in time, battling it out for those 2 wildcard spots. And they ends up finding each other here at this particular point in time at the same area of the racetrack. How interesting is that? Try and jump back here. There is James Silverfox, 9th in points. He's now worked his way up to the 21st position. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of the front runners in points that are back in this area. Silverfox there, 9th in points. Right behind him, Jordan Davis, 10th in points. Nicole Williams, as we mentioned, 3rd in points. And the current rookie points leader, there she is in the 40. Right behind her, there's Mark Thomas. He is currently 12th in points. And there's Sean Galligan, who actually flipped upside down and continued on in last week's race at Watkins Glen. He's now in the 25th position. So they're pretty much bunching up here in the middle of this pack. Let's try and find some other drivers here. There's Kyle Sosnowski. Sosnowski, as we mentioned, 4th in points. He's all the way back in 31st place, not too far behind him. That's where you find Sean Henley, 7th in points. He is currently listed 31st on the racetrack. There's the guy who nearly got it done at Watkins Glen, Rohit Vidarvu, back in 32nd. And there is Charles Jackson right behind him, 33rd right now. He comes in 5th in the points. Where is Guido Sabotas? There he is, the points leader, not doing so well right now. 35th is where he is after a nice top 10 run last week at Watkins Glen. He is not doing well here today at Pocono. And another driver who seems to be missing from the picture is 2nd in points, Tryphon Reed. There he is. Oh, he's got damage. I don't know where he got that damage from, but he's all the way back in 38th place, and he has lost the lead pack. So is Jeffrey Finguy. I almost wonder if Finguy and Reed may have had some kind of an altercation on pit road or something. They're way back here, along with Felix Graves and Drew Austin, 2 other drivers who were damaged, and James Qualls is off the pace too. All the way back in the 41st position is James Qualls, and I don't know what's going on with the 70, but something's apparently amiss there. Oh, wait a minute, is he getting caught? Nope, okay, I thought he was getting caught. He's exiting turn number 3 as the field's coming out of turn 2, so it's still going to be a while before they catch him, as Barney Ward has retaken the lead back from Dylan Young. So apparently those older tires are not affecting Barney Ward's machine at all. He's still good to go, as he's going to have about 2 car lengths advantage over Dylan Young coming off this corner. Danny Wells has now moved his way back up. I believe that's Danny Wells in the 3rd position. Let me just confirm that. Sometimes he and Harui Tashimi's cars are difficult to tell apart. Actually, it is Harui Tashimi. See, I told you. Tashimi has now moved up to 3rd. 4th is Joseph Bryant. Lily Erickson in 5th. And there's Danny Wells in the battle for 6th with Adam Chambers. There's Dylan Poteet back here. And how about the Masons? Ralph Mason having a great run right now in the 9th position. He's got a win this season at Talladega. Wolfgang Mason, of course, 2 wins this season. His latest coming last week at Watkins Glen. Mason's having a great season right now in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Wolfgang Mason, 21st in points. Ralph Mason, on the other hand, he is currently 18th in points. So those 2, I mean, it's not impossible yet. Mathematically, both of them can still make the top 10 in points. Wolfgang Mason may be planning on battling for a wild card spot, but regardless, both Masons, if they could make the chase, it'd be interesting if it came down between those 2 for the Mobil1 Cup Series Championship here in Season 5. Barney Ward still out in front. We're under a nice green flag run here, and there's a battle for 2nd between Haruki Shimi and Dylan Young. While those guys battle it out here, we're nearing the end of this race, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back here at Pocono in the Goodyear 350. Welcome back to the Goodyear 350 at Pocono Raceway. We are currently on lap 15 of 20. I think actually lap 16 just went on the board. The leader, Barney Ward, decided to come down pit road, and he is making a green flag pit stop. Barney Ward, who I believe rolled the dice on the last caution when they came down pit road, he's now paying for it as he has to pit early ahead of all the rest of the field. But now with Barney Ward pitting, does this possibly mean these other guys are going to have to pit, as Joseph Bryant is all over the back bumper of Dylan Young looking for the lead. Joseph Bryant looking for his 2nd win of the year. Dylan Young trying to go to victory lane for the first time this season in that 6th ride. Let's see if he can hold off Joseph Bryant here. Still, though, a big question mark on whether these drivers are going to have to pit here in the closing stages. There's Danny Wells. You can see he just peeked out of line, just moved back in line. I got to wonder, did he roll the same dice as Barney Ward, and will he have to pit within the next few laps? If so, that could definitely change the outcome of today's event. May come down to yet another race here in Season 5 that comes down in the closing stages to fuel mileage. Dylan Young, though, continues to lead, but here comes Bryant. He's finally picked his moment. Can he get to the inside? He's trying to get to that left rear quarter panel. He has succeeded, and here we go. Battle for the lead. Joseph Bryant, Dylan Young, side by side. Harui Tashimi about 3 car lengths, now 4 car lengths back. It's going to be a mano-on-mano here for the lead, and Joseph Bryant is going to clear Dylan Young. That was a smart move by D. Young there in that 6 car to let Joseph Bryant take the spot, regroup, get behind him, and then try battling for the top spot one more time. But time is running out, though. Lap 18 just went on the board. We got 3 laps to go. And again, that big question, will pit stops come into play here in the closing stages? Bryant the leader. Second, Dylan Young. Harui Tashimi currently in third. Lily Erickson, nice run right now for the pole sitter. She has stuck in the top 10 all day, still in fourth place, and now Dylan Poteet has moved himself into the top 5 in the 5th position. A nice top 5 run going right now for the driver from Penske Racing. I couldn't think of it right then. But Joseph Bryant still the leader, but here comes Dylan Young. He wants to go back to the front, and man, he drove it hard into that corner. Joseph Bryant slid up, Dylan Young drove it hard, and now Dylan Young has to pit. Dylan Young is giving up a battle for the lead to have to come down pit road, as we are now on lap 19 of 20. That means we've got 2 to go. Another driver's coming down pit road. That is Nicole Williams. Also, Wolfgang Mason, last week's winner. He's on pit road as well. Green flag pit stops taking place here in the closing stages of today's Goodyear 350. 3 more drivers on pit road here. I think some of these guys may have actually come down pit road a lap or 2 ago as well. There's Kyle Sosnowski, Jordan Davis, Charles Jackson. Sean Henley's back here. And this is the current leader, Joseph Bryant, as Harui Tashimi now tries to run him down for the lead. Changing the top 5 here with drivers having to give up positions to come down and pit. Here we go. Oh, let's see if anybody's going to pit here. Doesn't look like it. White flag in the air. Joseph Bryant, the leader. Harui Tashimi all over his back bumper, looking for the win. Who's it going to be? Look at Dylan Poteet. He's trying to close up the gap, but he's got about 4 car lengths to make up on Tashimi before he can even think about getting around Bryant for the win, as Joseph Bryant leads the way here, trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season. Think of how helpful this would be to him in points, too. He comes into this race 6th in standings. This could maybe lock him into the chase. I can't say that for certain, but it might. Here we go. Down turn number 2. Tashimi looks to the inside. Here comes Harui Tashimi for the lead. The 4, side by side with the 89, is Dylan Poteet's going to make it a 3-man fight for the win. It's going to be, oh, here comes Lily Erickson. Here comes Chambers. What's going on? Dylan Poteet dives it down to the inside. What a big run he got. His drivers are, they run out of fuel. Dylan Poteet wins. Tashimi, Lawler, and Joseph Bryant all ran out of fuel coming out of the final corner, and Dylan Poteet somehow got around him, and he's won the Goodyear 350 today. Oh my, that just completely changed the finish, and there was a lot of chaos coming out of the final corner. Drivers having to slow down because they had no more power into their cars, no more fuel to help propel their cars down the front straightaway. And it's a wonder we didn't have a big collision coming out of that corner. Joseph Bryant, Harui Tashimi, Jacob Lawler, I saw all them slowing down. I don't know who else may have been slowing down, but Poteet was able to get around them in time, and he just barely beat Lily Erickson to the line to finally get to victory lane here in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Dylan Poteet's been on a bit of a winless streak, both in this series and in the Snickers Cup Series. He finally quells the winless streak here in the Mobil1 Cup Series with the win today at Pocono. 24th in points is where he came into this race. This is going to help him a lot in the points as he tries to get himself into the chase. And we're going to take a look here at the official finishing results. And I don't even know what other drivers may have run out of fuel as a result of what went down, but nonetheless, this is the way they finished today's race, with Dylan Poteet winning, Lily Erickson nearly going coast to coast, and for some reason the caution flag's coming out now. Sorry guys, the race is over. Erickson, great follow-up after her pole position start. She's going to get 2nd. Harui Tashimi, despite having the fuel run out on her, she was able to coast it down to 3rd place at the line. Ralph Mason, great run in 4th. Adam Chambers is going to complete the top 5. Richard Johnson, very nice run for the outside pole sitter in 6th. Jacob Lawler, another driver I saw run out of fuel. He still was able to coast to be able to capture 7th rather. Danny Wells, he was able to hang on for 8th place. Great strategy by the 54 to get him up to the front and get a nice finish. How about Justin Williams? Very nice run for him in 9th. He's actually been putting some good runs together as of late. And they got another top 5 here today. And Zach Buchanan, very nice top 10 run for him. We haven't talked about Buchanan in quite a long time, and a nice top 10 finish for that 7 team out of Junior Motorsports. What an unbelievable day it was. We got to see, did Joseph Bryant, he finished the day in 12th place. He was able to coast down in 12th, so still a fairly good finish for him. Let's see where Eduardo Avotas actually finished today's race. He finished in 34th place. Tryphon Reed finished beneath him in 37th. Nicole Williams, third in points. Where did she finish today's race? 20th place for Nicole Williams. And Kyle Sosnowski, where did he finish? He finished today's race in 31st place. Charles Jackson right behind him in 32nd. So it looks like the highest finishing driver out of the drivers that came in the top 10 in points was Nicole Williams in 20th place. So that just tells you the hard luck drivers had today. My goodness. So a big opportunity for a lot of drivers today to get really good, well-needed runs. And Dylan Poteet finally ends a winless streak here in the Mobil1 Cup Series by winning the Goodyear 350 at Pocono. What an unbelievable finish. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed this race. We got plenty more to come. We got a Snickers Cup Series event still in the future. Hope you'll be tuning in for that. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed today's race. Subscribe to become a part of the crew today. Here comes your official finisher results, your overall point standings and rookie point standings. I believe Eduardo Avotas still will be the points leader heading into next week. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.